Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setup for today. So, yeah, we are still range bound. There's nothing really to write home about there, but what I do want to do is just get rid of all this noise here. So, if you have a look at what's transpiring here, you can see the oscillators have crossed over this week, pointing to the downside at the moment. I'm not going to read too much into that because every time we get a big red bar, the next day is pretty much a bull bar. The key here is you can see there's a pretty strong level here which is in play, and you can see it's been in play for the last couple of months. So it's the last 2 months, well 3 months that it's been in play, and that's 15,462 or 15,500. That is the area that seems to be a line in the sand at the moment. Now we are still range bound in and amongst the moving averages on the 3 hour. Nothing really to read into that at the moment. It's come straight down to lower time frames. That's the only way you're going to trade this at the moment. And here is the key thing at the moment. So you can see we had this break below the moving averages, although the moving averages were flat. Then we moved up and got this inside bar on the moving averages again. Really didn't even close the gap. That was the gap, so the gap stayed open. And then we had the sell-off in the US, which basically influenced us there. And now we are consolidating. So we've got an inside bar, we've got another inside bar, we've got a bit of an engulfing bar here going into close. We're off a pretty strong level here at 15,462. I would expect us to pretty much travel back to the top of the range now. So it is range bound. It's been like that for quite some time, so that's what I would expect next. For that, I'll just come down to 15 minutes. And the reason why I'm saying 15 minutes, if you look at here, most of the European session was nothing really on offer. You could have maybe scalped a few points there. But this little grouping here of the candles with the moving averages crossed over like that, quite a nice entry here. So a break below, a close below, so this bar that closed here, that would have given you the trigger with the stop above there, and pretty strong move to the downside. So that's the only way that I'd be trading this at the moment, is looking at the 15, possibly even the 5. I prefer the 6 minutes when I go that low. But you can see a bit of a crossover here most of the morning. And then we stayed the moving averages stayed below the 155. You can see the faster moving averages. But look at my oscillators there. So always going to indicate that there's a potential for a move down, although you still had the gap to the upside. So a lot of people would have been pushing for that gap. They would have been long down here and trailing stops, or they'd have stops in this area by the looks of things with this bar, and coming up to chasing the gap, which obviously they got ambushed. So yeah, for me this morning, if you want to scalp the DAX, that's the only thing that's worth at the moment. But I would be looking for an entry for a long, provided we don't close below the 15,462 area. If we hover in this area and we get some bullish bars, then stop. This is your stop area right here at 15. I'd say 15,450 or 55, 15,455, somewhere around there would be your stop. Looking for a long, and you're looking. Just look at these tails, because you may actually just get some resistance off those levels. But I'd be looking for another move to the upside. If we do break through this 15,460 area, and we come back and test it and carry on, then I think this trend may just continue to the downside. It does look like it's brewing on the hour, but look for how long, look how many days we've been at this, defending this area. So yeah, let's just go with what history is telling us at the moment. Until we break this range convincingly, I'm not convinced either way. So this is a scalping market only. Anyway, that's it for me. Hope it helps, and we'll catch you later. Cheers for now.